My impressions of the World Cup 2010, so far, it's sort of ordinary to me. Some people may tend to differ, but it's my view. I could remember watching the World Cup in 1986 with Diego Maradona and the Germans and all these other great players. Also 1990 in Italy. These World Cups were great to me. Now, people older than me will tell you that 1978 was a great year and 1974, etc., etc. I think the quality of players, what we expect them to put out, people being disappointed right now. So I would say that the World Cup is sort of ordinary, and in all fairness, there's a thing called the European Champions League where it's every season and it's just as prestigious in terms of the players' participation, but the World Cup is every 4 years, so something kind of sacred about that, and when the standard is not being upkept, I think people will be disappointed. I think what Trinidad and Tobago lacked in terms of qualification was that togetherness that was there 4 years previously. I think also the discipline, particularly in the defense, because we all know that Trinidad and Tobago has a kind of questionable defense, but there was some sort of cohesiveness 4 years ago with the defense, and we lacked that goal scoring presence as well, because as the old saying goes, goals win games, and we were not able to come up trump with the goals and also to defend. And there are a lot of other things that I won't get into that probably played a factor. For instance, the blacklisting of certain players not being, the moral was, up for question. Because at the end of the day, the physical part of it may be there, but the inspirational part, the intangible parts, for a country to really qualify has to be there as well. Well, with your club, you're sure to get paid. With your club, there are certain rules that one must adhere to. With your club, there are certain facilities that help make you better. Also, you get spoiled being outside there playing for a professional club, a top-rated club, and you have top other players from across the world, as your teammates. But coming back home to play for your national team is something that, trumps that in my view, because when you put on your country's colors, it's like you're not borrowing something. This is yours. You came from here. You're a son or daughter of this soil. So one must represent the suit. And I would agree that most players will hold back their best at times in representing their country, because they may lack the inspiration, or again something that is going on in the front office or the back office that none of us really know about, because all these things transfers to the field of play. It's like you going to work, and as important as your job is, if you're not being paid, if you're not being respected, if there's something wrong, on a moral level or spiritual level, these things play a factor. But enough excuses. When you're playing for your country, one must take it very seriously. One must not take it for granted. Well, from a Trini standpoint, we will say performance beat old talk any day. At this point in time, one of the teams that I said would form a great threat or pose a great threat is the Argentines. They struggle to qualify for the World Cup. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, they did. But the point is not to knock them for that, because they got to the big stage, they got to the big dance, and right now they're dancing well, they're partying well, right? With the likes of Messi and Aguero, Tevez, Milito. They have a pretty deep team in the sense of attack. In defense, they have not been really tested yet, but they have some formidable defenders. So that is the team that everybody's looking at right now based on performance. Could never count out the Brazilians. They're number one in the standings for a reason. There's also the Germans. I don't really have a team. I just back good football, good productivity. Favorite. I really don't have a favorite, but I would call 3 clubs. I would say Inter Milan, because I always love Inter Milan as a little boy. AC Milan, which is 2 Milan clubs. In England, I would have to say Arsenal and Liverpool, even though they've underachieved. And another club, Juventus. I would like to speak to Luis Figo, Dennis Bergkamp, and beyond the shadow of a doubt, Pele.
Without the shadow of a doubt. Sorry, Dwight, you can't make that list, but you love it still. Right, so this was 10 minutes of Maximus Dan. Don't know. There's no waka waka, it's gangster style waka waka. That's what we say.